Grrr, grit, bow. L.O.T.S Prove Me That Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 88. That part. Now, what I should be doing is starting with my trusty intro music. Hold up. Let's set this off the proper way. All right. Bada bing. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah, my mic sounds nice. That part. Music sounds nice. You guys do me a favor, as soon as you come to the building, do me a favor, hit that like button, okay? I don't care if we got 1,000 people in the building. I don't care if we got 20 people in the building. Hit the like button. We call that wiping your feet on the rug. Same way you do at your grandparents' house. Show respect in the house of the L.O.T.S approved, all right? We call that wiping your feet on the rug. When you hit that like button, you've officially wiped your feet on the rug. Show that you got manners. Once again, show that you was raised right. All right, L.O.T.S approved media. I need everybody to make sure that they're sharing this podcast as soon as you guys come on. We need to get everybody involved. Let's get everybody in the room. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're in the building. We call that leaving a fingerprint. What I'm gonna do is, I see somebody left a comment already. Let's check it out. That part, Planet, goddammit, we live. My partner in crime, you know what it is. Planet. That part. L.O.T.S approved me that Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I am the, listen, let me give you my intro. Alright? I am the incomparable. The often imitated but cannot be duplicated. I'm the one that keeps creating what they keep taking. Alright? I'm the elected, the appointed voice of the streets. L.O.T.S approved. It is an acronym. Alright? Lord of the streets. Learning off the streets. Leaders of the streets. Living off the streets, etc. All right, this is the most dangerous platform podcast in the world. As I always tell you guys, I am public enemy number one. Let's make this clear. And last but not least, I am the top op. Salute to all oppositions. I am the top op, the number one. All right, this is powered by L.O.T.S Proof Media. Once again, I want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 88. And I say 88 with emphasis, all right? 88. That means that we're 12 episodes away from episode 100. Hold on. Let's cut this music off. Let's make this clear. Let me cut this music off right now, all right? Once again, guys, this is episode number 88. That means we're 12 episodes away from episode 100. This is very significant, all right? So we're going to be counting down. This is very important. These last few episodes, all right? Until we transition to season 3. Now, you guys, once again, I'm the incomparable, the often imitated, but cannot be duplicated, the one that they style from. I'm the elected, the appointed voice of the streets, leader of the streets, learning off the streets, living off of the streets, all right? I am the public enemy number one, considered the top op, all right, and the top opposition. And this is the most dangerous platform, the most dangerous podcast on God's green earth. All right, this is powered by L.O.T.S approved media, and I want to welcome everyone once again to episode number 88 of the DSTM. That stands for Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. That part, and that sounds a little bit proper. Now, you guys, a very eventful week as usual. All right. Oh, obviously we're gonna speak about Diddy. All right. That's always the elephant in the room, and we've been speaking about Diddy for the past few weeks, and as things continue. Starting off with, they're saying that the victims of P. Diddy, CNN is reporting that the federal grand jury may soon hear from Diddy's accusers. All right. So Diddy's accusers are going to stand before the federal grand jury. All right. Also, Rihanna shots fired. Rihanna shots fired. All right. Listen, you guys, Rihanna, you already know this woman just a remarkable woman, to say the least, all right? She's unmatched at this point. We're talking about just her as we're not even considering her sex appeal. This is about her numbers, all right? So Rihanna says she put a post that she's not going back and forth with anybody. She has the most diamond certified titles for a female artist, and also the most diamond singles for a female artist, which is a huge accomplishment for Rihanna. Big shout out to Rihanna, all right? And we'll speak about that, all right? Also, LeBron James' son. You guys know Bronny has he's going into the draft, all right? Now, we all know that Bronny wants to play with his father, no matter how much he's trying to play it down. We all know Bronny wants to play with his father. So with that being said, Bronny James, he's been invited to 10 different camps in which he's declined on 8 of them. Bronny James is only accepting 2 teams to go to that he's invited to the camp, and that's gonna be the Phoenix Suns and obviously the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, obviously he wants to play with his father. That part. Who else we got in the comment section? Shout out to Jet Rigby. That part. Family in the building. You heard me. That part. Now we got more. Biggie moms. Listen, Violetta. Mrs. Wallace. Let's just say Mrs. Wallace. All right, Biggie's mom, Mrs. Wallace, says that she wants to slap the living daylight out of Diddy. All right? And I knew this would be coming, and I was kind of wondering when it was going to come, right? We'll speak on that. All right? So Diddy, once again, Diddy's mother says she wants to slap the living daylight out of Diddy. We'll go into detail. All right? Also, obviously, you guys, Donald Trump. I know you guys have been noticing that Donald Trump has... he's been convicted, 34 counts, all right? Basically, Donald Trump is found guilty on 34 counts of felony, falsification of business records, all right? Donald Trump, that is. We'll speak about Mr. Trump, Uncle Trump, as Kodak likes to refer to him. Also, we speak about Jake Paul. You guys know we waiting on this Jake Paul and Tyson fight, and I kind of want to start right there. So you guys know Jake Paul and Tyson are scheduled to fight. I'm not sure if it was this month or next month, the 20th or the 21st, all right? You guys know I'm not 100% with the details. Nonetheless, I am looking forward to the fight, as I'm pretty sure the viewers at home are looking forward, anticipating that fight also. Now, you guys know this just great fight, all right? This fight is going to be a defining fight. You talking about in the world of boxing or just hand-to-hand combat sports. That is. You guys know Jake Paul. Jake Paul, what he's trying has never been done in the history of hand-to-hand combat sports, particularly boxing. Now, with that being said, shout out to Jet Rigby. I think Tyson got it. That part. Let me pull this up. That part. All right, so Jet says, I think Tyson got it. And we definitely are on Tyson's side of things. So I'm with you, brother. We share the same, we have the same horse in the race, so to speak. I plan on saying they still ain't let Vybz Kartel out yet. Oh, yeah. We'll definitely speak about that. We'll speak about that a little bit later. So with that being said, you got Tyson and Jake Paul, they anticipated the fight. As of recently, Mike Tyson, he had an ulcer flare-up, all right? So basically, I guess Mike Tyson suffers from ulcers. He had an ulcer flare-up, which you guys, that's going to kind of hinder his performance coming up into the fight. Now, I didn't know. I've never suffered from ulcers. I've had some friends that suffered from ulcers, right? Obviously, it's enough to shut a man down if you're kind of reconsidering the fight. I don't know the things. We've been getting some updated information. Hopefully that Mike Tyson can make the fight, but I heard that the fight currently is postponed. So with that being said, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's fight postponed due to ulcer flare-up. All right. So everybody that was in anticipation that wanted to see this fight between the legendary Mike Tyson and the new kid on the block, Jake Paul, there's a chance that this fight might not take place on the 21st or the 20th, which originally was scheduled for. Now, a lot of people are going to speculate. A lot of people are going to contribute this to Mike Tyson's age. They're going to say basically he suffered from ulcers. He has pre-existing conditions that's due to his age. A lot of people want to count Mike Tyson out. All right? They want to count Tyson out. Some may say that Mike Tyson may be playing into this. It's a thought, right? Because we know Mike Tyson's a monster, but we take into consideration Mike Tyson's age. Some might consider that Mike Tyson maybe got cold feet. And I get that kind of impression also that, Mike, did you get cold feet? So I'm kind of wondering, did Mike Tyson get cold feet? All right, that's what I'm speculating. And I pray that that's not the case, because you guys know Mike Tyson is a hero to all of us, all right? Especially in the boxing industry, or just any sports when it comes to that. I think he transcends all sports like a Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is loved amongst all sports, not just basketball, and I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson falls within the same that same category, right? And coincidentally enough, they're both named Mike. All right, so shout out to Mike Tyson as well as Michael Jordan. Now, this may be lucky for Jake Paul. This might be a blessing for Jake Paul. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson might be saving your life right now with this flare-up of this ulcer. All right. Now, one kind of speculates, is Jake Paul smiling right now because he doesn't have to go against Mike? Or is Jake Paul disappointed? Maybe he was anticipating fighting Mike Tyson, all right? Because you guys keep in mind, this fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, it will count as a professional fight. So if there's a loss that takes place, it will be on their record officially, all right? So this is a professional fight. It's not a expedition like the prior fights that Mike Tyson as well as Floyd Mayweather have been engaging in, all right? But nonetheless, big shout out to Jake Paul. Shout out to Mike Tyson. And Tyson, we rooting for you here on L.O.T.S Approved Media. We hoping that you bust Jake Paul's ass. You know what I mean? No Diddy. And we hoping you bring that belt home. That part, the return of Mike Tyson. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be not necessarily the return of Mike Tyson. Maybe it might just be an isolated, just one fight. Because I know Mike Tyson's fighting days are obviously numbered at this moment, all right? Probably has one hand. He probably can count on one hand how many fights he has left, professional fights he has left in him, all right? Given his age, and I believe they said Mike Tyson is, 57? I believe Mike Tyson's age 57. All right? But nonetheless, shout out to Mike Tyson. And you and our prayers, pray that you get better, you recover in time, and we can get to this fight. All right? Now, you guys, moving right along. All right. Recently, you guys know hip-hop, as of lately, this has been all just war. We got a chance to experience the Drake and the Kendrick Lamar. And things have trickled down, right? It's trickled down into the ladies' arena also. So the ladies in hip-hop, they're going at it. And shout out to the ladies in hip-hop because they've been keeping us entertained, right? You guys know the issue originally with Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. There's been a line drawn down the middle, all right? So all the female artists, they're picking sides in hip-hop right now. They're picking sides. Obviously, Nicki Minaj, she had this gag tour, and she brought up Akbar, JT, Baya, and a list of other Katie bands, and a list of other female artists, right? Now, them girls going on stage with Nicki Minaj selecting those girls, it leads one to believe that they formed alliance with Nicki. You guys know Nicki's not a neutral type of person. So I'm pretty sure if you're a comrade of Nicki, you probably can't be a comrade of Cardi B also. They are arch nemesis. Recently, Cardi B was seen on stage with Glorilla, which is, I didn't know that Cardi B was Glorilla's cousin. We'll speak about that another time. But if y'all didn't know, Cardi B and Glorilla, they're related, all right? So Cardi B, Glorilla, Meg Thee Stallion on stage. All three beautiful women on stage doing their thing. Now, these three women, they have one thing in common. The one thing that these three women have in common, obviously, is they have beef. They have problems with Nicki Minaj, all right? Not necessarily Glorilla. So I'm going to say the two ladies, all right? Megan Thee Stallion, all right? And Cardi B definitely have issues with Nicki Minaj. Now, you guys know they say Nicki Minaj she don't embrace the new artists, the new female artists in hip-hop. I don't know where Glorilla stands within that, but I don't see no collabs with Glorilla. So when I see Nicki Minaj doesn't work with a Glorilla, with the success that Glorilla has had, that she's experienced, all right, shout out to Glorilla. It leads one to speculate. You're wondering why Nicki's not working Glorilla, all right? If you're a successful female artist, which is not a lot of female artists in hip-hop, you would think that Nicki would embrace Glorilla. Now, coincidentally, Glorilla is cousins with Cardi B, so how would that work? I'm curious to know, how would that work, right? Well, it looks like maybe Glorilla subsequently, maybe just due to circumstances, Glorilla was forced to pick a side, all right? So Glorilla's seen on stage with Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. The ladies they look great together. All right, there's a single that that Megan Thee Stallion and Glorilla put it out. They put a single out, All right, and they're remixing this single, and they got Glorilla on it. Not Glorilla, excuse me. With all these names, all right? So the original single is Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion. They added an addition. They added Cardi B. All right, so now the new song, the new remix is Cardi B, Glorilla, and Megan Thee Stallion. You guys forgive me, because learning all these names, all right, I got to keep up with all these different names. All right, mind you. So with that being said, these three ladies, obviously, they formed an alliance at this point. So what does this mean? Does this mean that Glorilla inherits the beef? Does it mean that Glorilla has something in the chamber waiting for a Miss Nicki Minaj? What position does Glorilla play in this war? Because obviously, I don't think you can be neutral. I think it's safe to say that she probably blew her chances of working with Nicki Minaj at this moment. All right, but nonetheless, big shout out to Glorilla. Shout out to all ladies involved in this war. All right, shout out to everybody. But once again, I'm disappointed. I like to see the ladies in hip hop working together. I really like to see women in hip hop working together, knowing that women don't get a fair chance in any industry. So for you guys to come into hip hop and you guys to be leading the forefront of hip hop, and then you guys are at war with each other, I don't think that women have that luxury. I always say that on the podcast. All right. But nonetheless, I would love to see the women work more together. But till then, we are extremely entertained by this battle. We're entertained by this war. All right. Once again, shout out to Glorilla. You know what I mean? And shout out to Cardi B. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. Also, shout out to Nicki and all her comrades and her allies. All right. Shout out to all the women in hip hop. All right, you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. All right. Make sure you guys are smashing your subscription button. All right, don't be a ninja watcher. That's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher, because that's just a hater. And you definitely don't want to be one of these, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we call a peeping Tom. Y'all know what they do to peeping Toms. Stay the hell out of jail, and you won't have to find out that part. Nah, we definitely going to speak about World Boss. But I think I spoke about World Boss on a prior podcast, right? Hold on. Allow me one moment. What the fuck? Yeah, I think we spoke about World Boss. We speak about that again. If you don't know, Planet, he's in the comment section telling me about World Boss, telling me about Vibes Cartel. You guys know Vibes Cartel. They're reconsidering letting him out. So I think he's gonna has to go to court or something, whatever. And they're saying at this point, what Planet is bringing to my attention, that they have yet to release Vibes Cartel. And you guys know once Vibes is released, it's gonna be pandemonium across the world, not just in Jamaica. I don't have any new information. If you have any information on that, send me any information that you would have on Vibes Cartel right now. But I'm curious to know, when is Vibes Cartel going to be let out, if he's going to be let out at all, right? But we all anticipating the release of Vibes Cartel, World Boss, that part, all right? Now, you guys, moving right along. Listen. Bronny James. Listen, LeBron James' son. We all know LeBron James plans on playing with his son. The whole dream is for LeBron to play with Bronny in the NBA on the Lakers team. All right. So this is LeBron James' whole plan. Now, as of recently, LeBron James, they lost. Obviously, they're not in the playoffs no longer. So people are questioning, is LeBron going to even come back to the NBA? I think he's going to come back to the NBA. But nonetheless, you have Bronny James. Now, Bronny, with the cardiac arrest, the medical conditions and everything, he still entered into the draft. All right. LeBron James' son, Bronny James, received 10 invitations to camps. All right. He turned down 8 invitations. 8 invitations. Now, there's 2 teams that he did not decline. One of them obvious being the LA Lakers, and the other one being the Phoenix Suns. Now, he accepted both these invitations. What does this mean? It means it's a wobbler. It can go either way. Now, we know he intends to play for the Lakers, but things can always change. You know, you got to have a plan B. Some people don't believe in plan B, but it's great to have a plan B, just in case things don't end up the way you think things are gonna end up. Like I said, we got our goals in life, and we think we know the path that we're gonna take. Sometimes God takes us on a different path to get us to the same destination. All right. And that might be the case. That's why we have a plan B. It's not that we're giving up on plan A, but we got to have a plan B. And maybe that plan B can get us closer to plan A. All right. And that might be the case with Bronny James. So once again, Bronny James, he had 10 invitations to camps, NBA camps, and he declined on 8 of them. And he only accepted 2 invitations. One was with the LA Lakers and the other one is with the Phoenix Suns. All right, so big shout out to Bronny James. And they're also saying here that the Phoenix Suns will legitimately be considering Bronny at number 22 overall. So they're looking to pick up Bronny James at 22 in the draft, all right? So that's a good look, man. Man, I'm looking forward to seeing Bronny play with his father. I've never seen that in the NBA. I've never seen somebody's son playing with their father in the NBA. All right, and that'd be great. Once again, shout out to LeBron James, shout out to Bronny James, shout out to the franchises that he's considering also. Now, you guys, make sure you guys hit that like button at home, all right? And make sure you guys are sharing this podcast. L.O.T.S approved media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 88. That part. We're 12 episodes away from episode 100. That part. All right, you guys, moving right along. Rihanna. All right, you guys. Now, speaking of Rihanna, you guys know Rihanna's one of the top selling female artists. Let's just go down the list of accolades. One of the top selling female artists. She's an international artist, obviously. All right. She's world renowned. She's also considered one of the most beautiful, attractive women in the industry. All right. I've seen women speak about her as well as us men. All right. She's the most attractive woman in the music industry, Mrs. Rihanna. All right. And we haven't even gotten to her actual accolades. All right. So with that being said, Rihanna, for some reason, felt that she had to bring things to people's attention. Maybe somebody was shorting Rihanna. I don't know who Rihanna was beefing with. But Rihanna had to make something known. She took to IG, all right, in which she made a post. She said, ain't no back and forth. So apparently somebody was trying to go back and forth with Mrs. Rihanna. About what? I don't know. You guys let me know if you see the screen freezing right now, because it looks like we're having, the antenna looks low here. So I don't know what's going on. The area that I'm in, I got good internet, but the area I'm in is not that great when you're talking about internet services, all right? Now, with that being said, back to Rihanna. So once again, you guys, Rihanna, she's also a billionaire. She's very successful in business, obviously, all right? When it comes to being pretty, attractive, she's at the top. She's the top, she's cream of the crop. Now, let's get to what she actually does. She's an artist, right? Now, you guys know we watched the accolades of Drake and as well as Jay-Z. They're one of the top performing artists in speaking of record sales, units, streaming. Usually we're speaking about men, but it's a great chance we get to speak about some of these women, these great women in the music industry that have some great numbers also. One of them being Rihanna, all right? Now, you guys, Rihanna said no more going back and forth. Apparently somebody done pissed her off. Somebody pissed Ree off. I don't know who. I know she's known to go back and forth with Beyonce, not verbally, but just how people like to pin Beyonce versus Rihanna. All right. Rihanna recently felt it was necessary to bring to people's attention how much streaming she does, her numbers. So we all know women lie, men lie, but numbers don't. All right. And obviously Rihanna wanted to bring this to your attention. So Rihanna went on IG in which she said no, ain't no back and forth. So she's refusing to go back and forth with anybody. All right. In which Rihanna said, she made a quote saying most diamond singles for a female artist. So apparently she's bringing to our attention she has the most diamond singles for a female artist. A diamond is 10 million sold or more. All right. So she has the most diamond singles for a female artist. This transcends beyond any genre, right? Overall, she has the number one. She's the number one most streaming artist when it comes to diamond singles, all right? So she has the most diamond singles for a female artist. Also, most diamond certified titles for a female artist. All right? Diamond. 50 Cent went diamond. When you see people speaking about diamond, Nelly went diamond. These type of numbers, they're not matched. They go unmatched. All right? So she's at the top. She's at the top of the echelon with, when you talking about sales, 10 million. She has the most diamond singles for a female artist and the most diamond certified titles for a female artist. Now we know that she's known to compete with Beyonce. Does she compete subliminally? I don't know if they ever had any verbal altercations. I don't know if if they ever spoke to each other about their differences. But people always pin Rihanna versus Beyonce. All right? And it looks like right now Rihanna has taken the lead. She's taking the lead. Now, she's running other categories. Beyonce has other categories. When we talking about diamond singles, yeah, Rihanna got that, all right? Shout out to Rihanna. Rihanna's an extremely blessed artist. And this girl's blessed in many different ways. She's blessed financially. She's blessed musically, her career. She's blessed with beauty. She's the triple threat, all right? Rihanna got the money, the beauty, and the accolades. Shout out to Rihanna. Shout out to Rihanna. She might be one of the most accomplished women in the music industry. One of the most accomplished women. Let's talk about it. Rihanna might be one of the most accomplished women in the industry. All right. She's a triple threat. She's considered one of the most beautifulest women in the industry. She's one of the most richest women artists, female artists in the industry. All right. She's beyond a billionaire. I'm not sure what's her net worth right now, but Rihanna might be up about $2 billion. Last time I checked, she was beyond $1 billion. All right. And then let's talk about the actual sales, the artistry. All right. She has the most diamond singles for a female artist. So she's the most successful when you're talking about career. Rihanna's the most successful when you're talking about beauty. And she's one of the most successful when you're talking about business. Career, business, beauty. Listen, I don't think no one can match her at this moment. If you guys let me know in the comment section, can anybody really match Rihanna's accolades? Rihanna's going down in the history books, all right? The girl from Barbados. She's not even born in America. The girl from Barbados. Big shout out to Rihanna. Shout out to A$AP Rocky for getting that joint pregnant. It's not even a smart move, right? Wise. I'm gonna say that's wise. And I don't think he did it for those particular reasons, but if you did, brother, you executed very well, man. Shout out to A$AP Rocky, A$AP Mob, and shout out to Rihanna. Big up to Rihanna, man, with all the accolades. And let them know, Rihanna says she ain't going back and forth. That part, Rihanna says she's not going back and forth. So I don't know who was arguing with her, who would dare argue with this woman, right? I don't know who would have the sense, who has the balls, the cojones to argue with a Mrs. Rihanna with all those accolades. But big shout out to Rihanna. Now, you guys, I want to address this comment section. Shout out to Make It Happen in the building. That part in the house, had to search it, not popping up in the notifications. Okay, you guys. So I've been hearing that as of lately. Some people are not getting my notifications for on YouTube, right? Who knows? That might be a shadow ban. I don't know, right? But I don't know why the notifications are not popping up for some people on YouTube. You guys know we're streaming from 3 different platforms. Let's make this clear. We're streaming from YouTube. We're streaming from Facebook. And we're also streaming from Twitter. All right, we're streaming on 3 different platforms. And some people are bringing to my attention that they're not getting no notifications off of YouTube. All right, I'm going to look into that. I don't know how to change that right now, but I'm going to definitely look into that. But nonetheless, for the people that are in the building, that's why I need you guys to make sure you guys are sharing this platform with everybody. Because sometimes the notifications are not going out. And YouTube is known sometimes to shadow ban people. Especially when you speak about certain topics that they might have political investment in. Right? To say the least. But nonetheless, you guys make sure you guys are sharing the platform, all right? L.O.T.S Approved Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 88. Grrr, grrr, bow. Make sure you subscribe. That part, Plan in the Building. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. All right, smash that subscription button so every time I go on, you guys get notified when I come out with new content. All right, that part. So once again, big up to Rihanna. So we've been speaking about a few things today. All right, this great Friday. Thank God for this beautiful Friday. All right, I know it's the end of the month. I know cats is chasing their bills. It's time to pay that rent. That rent is due. You heard me? And a list of other bills. But thank God that you even have bills to pay. That shows that you're doing something out here. You're active. You heard me? And God bless you guys all in YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter land. That part. All right. So you guys, we ran through a few subjects, okay? Let's just talk about some of the things that we spoke about. Before we speak about the elephant in the room, you know we got to get to Diddy, right? That part. Did he do it? Yeah, he did. All right. First of all, we spoke about Rihanna. Obviously, we're just speaking about Rihanna. Most diamond singles for a female artist. Most diamond certified titles for a female artist. Also, we spoke about Bronny James. You guys know Bron James' son. He received 10 different invitations to camps in which that he declined on 8. All right. He's only going to 2 camps. He's going to Phoenix and also Lakers camp. Shout out to Bronny. He knows what he's doing. We got to speak about this, but I'm holding that. I'm holding that. All right. Donald Trump. Yeah. And we spoke about Jake Paul. All right. We spoke about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. You guys know the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight is postponed as of I think today or yesterday. They postponed the fight due to ulcer flare-ups. So Mike Tyson suffers from ulcers. I have a few friends that have drinking issues in which they had ulcers and things of that nature. All right. I've never had an ulcer before, but maybe I've had pre-existing thing that it just never turned to a full-blown ulcer. But I think maybe I felt something to that degree. But I'm not gonna say that I actually had an ulcer, right? But nonetheless, the fight is postponed between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Make sure you guys hit that like button when you're in the building, all right? Now, you guys, let's talk about it. Donald Trump. Listen, Donald Trump, Uncle Trump found guilty on 34 counts of felony falsification of business. Now, you guys know we don't really speak about politics on this platform. This will get you shadow banned on Facebook, on different platforms, right? Because people have political interests invested in these different parties, whether it be Democrat or Republican. All right, there's a reason I laughed about that, but we're not going to go into that. Nonetheless, you guys. With that being said, Uncle Trump, Mr. Make America Great Again. All right, 34 counts. Found guilty. Now, you guys, this is the first president that we've ever had that has been found guilty of any charges while being in office. I think this is the first time. And other than Richard Nixon, I don't know how the Richard Nixon thing went, but Trump definitely it's the first time for something with Trump. Nonetheless, you guys, I don't know how the country feels about this. Now, they've been telling me that Trump is still eligible to run for presidency. So this is all new to me. I'm not really familiar with politics and the stipulations of what you can and what you can't do, right? But I found it kind of interesting. It was surprising to me that you could still run for president even being found guilty on counts, of felony counts. It's something we got to look into. So I guess Trump is going to cause me to actually look more into politics. I don't want to dwell on this for too long, obviously. But I'm seeing a lot of people getting banned, shadow banned for taking sides with Trump. All right. Peter Rosenberg, as of recently, he tried to get, who's these guys? Chef G and Sleepy Hollow. Chef G and Sleepy Hollow, they're drill rappers from New York. They just got released from prison. All right. We spoke about this last week in which there was a not necessarily a conference, but Trump came to speak, a Trump rally, let's say. All right. In which Sleepy Hollow and Chef G spoke on Trump's behalf. They spoke about his motto, "Make America Great Again," woo-de-woo. They had some great things to say about Trump. All right, some flattering things to say about Trump. Nonetheless, it seems like Hot 97's Mr. Peter Rosenberg was not a fan of these guys standing behind and showing their support for Donald Trump. All right. I think Laura Stiles as well as Ebro in the morning. Now, these are Hot 97 hosts, personalities at the radio station. You know, they throw the summer event, the summer concerts, all right, in which Sleepy Hollow and Chef G are scheduled to perform at this summer Hot 97 Summer Jam. All right. Now, it seems like Peter Rosenberg wants to throw a monkey wrench inside them performing. Basically, he suggested that they not perform at this event. All right. Now, this is what I'm seeing with Donald Trump and Joe Biden. It seems like anybody that utters Trump's name, you're subject to that type of treatment. All right. So it's trickling down into the music industry, etc. In which the music industry, the voices can be amplified because you're doing this on a musical platform and you sending it out, and people are singing this as they go along inside the clubs, in their car, everywhere, etc. Right? So people that are in the music industry, they have a loud voice. Their voice can be amplified. But nonetheless, is it fair? Should Peter Rosenberg be able to suggest that these guys not perform at the Hot 97 Summer Jam? Is that right? Right? These guys, they're young kids. I understand that they're taking sides with Donald Trump, but should you as a radio host be able to say, and I would think that's some balls to be able to say that on the radio. You got millions, syndicated radio, millions of people listening, and you're able to say that Sleepy Hollow and Chef G should be kicked off of the Summer Jam stage. They shouldn't be able to perform because of their political views, right? So you guys see why I don't do politics on this platform. Like I said, YouTube for some reason is not sending out notifications to all my subscribers. Now, sometimes you can get shadow banned on the internet, and that could be the case. I'm not sure. All right, I'm not saying it's a definite, but like I said, Make It Happen. He's letting me know. Let me pull this up. You see what Make It Happen saying? In the house, had to search it. Not popping up in the notifications. So he had to really search for me. It's not popping up in his notifications. All right, shout out to Make It Happen. You guys get a chance to listen to his music. A great artist, man. This is an amazing artist, and I pray that he gets his opportunity. All right, artist out of Trinidad. All right, very skillful with the raps. All right. Nonetheless, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Even with the notifications not going out, make sure you guys are still subscribing to the channel. All right, hit those notification bells. Make sure you guys are hitting that like. When you guys hit the like button, we call that wiping your feet on the rug. The same way you do at your grandparents' house. It's showing that you guys have manners. Don't embarrass the people that raised you. Show that you got manners. You just don't walk in your grandparents' house and just dirty your feet. What you do? You wipe your feet on the rug. I need you guys to do that here as well. Make sure you guys are wiping your feet on the rug. Show that you got manners. Don't embarrass the people that raised you. Who raised you? That part. All right, subscribe to the channel. Turn your notification bells on. But yeah, nonetheless, Mr. Trump, Donald Trump, 34 counts found guilty. All right. So I guess it was some hush money that he gave to some porn star. I'm not sure. I ain't even go into the details of it, nor do I care to even go into the details of it, right? If you guys know this platform is not necessarily about going into extreme details. This is not so much of a gossip platform, right? I'm not just digging through these people's information, looking for every piece of information that I could dig up, that I could discover, per se, all right? But nonetheless, I still want to be with you guys. I just want to be in unison with you guys, what we're seeing throughout the week, because obviously it does affect us at home. All right. Nonetheless, shout out to all the parties involved. All right. And that's enough about Donald Trump, because Donald Trump, for some reason, Donald Trump will get your channel shut down. And I don't think Donald Trump is that great. He doesn't mean that much to me where I would sacrifice what I got going on for Mr. Trump. But nonetheless, shout out to Donald Trump, all right? Now, you guys, moving right along. Listen, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Now, you guys know I was going to speak about P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Brother Love, that part. Now, as of recently, Let me bring this up here. Hold up. Now, you guys, Trump recently, excuse me, sorry about that. P. Diddy's victims are going to be brought in front of the grand jury. All right. It's wiring. This shit is winding down. It's winding down. Obviously, this Diddy indictment, it looks like allegedly it's going to happen. All right. For the people that don't believe so, it's going to happen. With that being said, Diddy's victims are being they're gonna be brought to the grand jury. Now, I think the grand jury, the Supreme Court, I don't know what's the last thing that you go to. The last defense is grand jury, is Supreme Court, but I think the Supreme Court may be the last. But nonetheless, they're gonna be brought before the grand jury. All right. Now, we know that the feds have already aligned these victims up. All right. We're seeing periodically, we're seeing people confessing about how they've been victimized by Diddy. All right. And I'm pretty sure these same people that we've been seeing on the internet, in these interviews, on these podiums, these people are gonna definitely they're gonna tell their story to the grand jury. And if it reached the grand jury, I think it's safe to say that Puff is gonna get indicted. All right. Diddy will be indicted. And I think a lot of us understand that. There might be a few people that might be rooting for Diddy. Nonetheless, but I think Diddy definitely is going to be indicted. Now, with that being said, you got Mrs. Voletta Wallace. All right, Mrs. Wallace is Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G.'s mother. Now, with all the new accusations brought against Puff, the new charges that they're trying to bring against Diddy, you guys, there's one person that I was speculating about. What's her position on this? And I'm speaking about Mrs. Wallace, all right? Notorious B.I.G.'s mother. Now, she went on social network recently. She went and she made a post. She spoke about Diddy. I don't know what platform she spoke on Diddy about, what platform she spoke on, but she definitely spoke about Diddy. Now, I was kind of waiting to see what she would say. You guys know, Diddy was always people speculated that Diddy had something to do with Biggie Smalls' murder. People always felt like Diddy had some involvement in the premature demise of Notorious B.I.G., the death of Notorious B.I.G. Now, as of recently, all this new information has been coming up. Now, there's things that's been lingering throughout the internet. But with Diddy's with all these new accusations being brought up on Diddy and the new videotapes and things of that nature, and the feds releasing this information, obviously there's a pattern here. All right, there's a picture being painted here. Now, with that being said, people say that Diddy and Biggie were not on good terms prior to Biggie passing away. And there's things to validate that. So, just to make a long story short, Biggie was planning on leaving Diddy. All right, Biggie was planning on leaving Diddy. Diddy was getting all of Biggie's publishing. There's a thing called publishing in the music industry. People get paid. People usually sell their publishing prematurely, but that's something that you need in the future because it allows you to receive residual income. All right. So now Biggie, I think Puffy owned Biggie's publishing. So now you guys know Biggie had the Junior Mafia, he had Little C's, he had Little Kim and all of them. And Mace also brought Cameron to Biggie. Now let's stop right there. There's a reason why Mace brought Cameron to Diddy and not to Biggie and not actually Diddy. All right. Quoted from Mace. Mace felt that L.O.T.S was a business partner with Biggie, all right? He felt like bringing Cameron to Biggie, that Biggie would treat Cameron better than Diddy, all right? And this gives validity to Biggie wanting to leave Bad Boy. So it's rumored that Biggie planned on leaving Bad Boy, all right? You guys know that Puffy was concerned about the publishing. Biggie was writing for Little Kim. Biggie obviously was writing for Little C's. Now, when you're writing for somebody, that's publishing. So I guess that for that factor that Diddy felt like he was being deprived. Diddy felt like he was being shortchanged. He owns Biggie's publishing. All right. And I don't think that Diddy was ready for Biggie to make a departure from Bad Boy Records. So they're saying that Diddy had a hand in the demise of Biggie. All right. Now, Mrs. Wallace, I'm pretty sure she's probably heard all this information before, right? Remnants of it. But like I said, you guys, with all this new information about Puffy, about Diddy, it's painting a picture now. So it's kind of hard to not say that what actually took place didn't take place. Because you might get one piece of information over here, one piece of information over there, but you're not really connecting the dots. I think at this point, the dots have connected with Diddy, and everybody's getting it in real time. We're all witnessing this at the same time, right? So I think this is what got Mrs. Wallace heated with Diddy. Recently, Mrs. Wallace made a post. I'm not sure if it was a post. I don't know who quoted her on this, right? But this is a quote saying that Miss Wallace says she wants to slap the daylight out of Diddy after hearing the recent accusations, seeing the video and all these other things. That kind of like that's defining, right? Why would she want to slap the hell out of Diddy? Also, Miss Wallace said that she was once very good friends with Diddy. She liked Diddy. All right. All of a sudden, she has an extreme change of heart. She wants to slap the daylight out of Diddy. Now, I wonder, does Miss Wallace believe that Diddy had some involvement in the passing of her son? Or is this just based off the way that Puffy dealt with women? Is it just because of all the accusations? Or does she really want to slap Diddy because she thinks that he has some involvement in the death of her son? That is what I'm curious to know. But one thing I do know is Mrs. Wallace is not a fan of Diddy no longer. So it seems like everybody that's attached to Diddy is affected in some way, shape, or form. Diddy's comrades are unfollowing him on social network, on Instagram. Biggie's mother is no longer standing in Diddy's corner, or was she ever standing in Diddy's corner? But obviously she's no longer fond of Diddy. Diddy has recently not been seen at a couple events that you would expect typically a father would be at. I think there was a prom, a graduation in which Diddy did not attend. One of his kids had a prom. And I forgot who the other kid was, right? But the daughter went to the prom. The daughter I think her name is Chance. All right, Diddy got like 5, 6 different kids, maybe even more. I don't know. The daughter definitely went to a prom in which everyone expected for Diddy to show up at the prom. Diddy was a no-show. All right. There was another event with his other daughter graduating. I'm not sure, elementary, middle school, I don't know what it was, but he did not show up at that graduation also. So with that being said, they're saying that Diddy's trying to flee the country. People believe that Diddy might be making an escape. Some people are saying that video though that Diddy did, he was making it from Bali. But I'm pretty sure if Diddy was in Bali, we all would have been notified in some way, shape, or form, right? We would have seen that. So I don't think Diddy was in Bali at that time. Though that roof, when he was squatted down, he was just showing the roof of where he was at. It looked similar to where the Russell Simmons was at in Bali. All right. But nonetheless, I don't think Diddy actually left the country. But some people believe that he may be planning an escape because he hasn't been at these recent events. All right. It seems like Diddy went back into seclusion. He was planning on coming out. Diddy was this close to coming back before that video dropped. And that's why the feds dropped that video. Diddy almost was coming back on the scene. He had gained back his confidence. All right. But it seems like he went right back under a rock. He went right back into the corner, into seclusion. So we haven't been seeing Diddy as of recently. And what Planet said, let me see what the comment section is saying. I hope both of them are healthy enough to play with each other. No Diddy. Oh, that was something else I was speaking about. All right. But yeah, nonetheless, it seems like Diddy, he's less vocal. And don't be surprised if we hear Diddy left the country. Do I think he left the country as of yet? No, I don't think so. I don't think Diddy left the country. But he definitely went back into seclusion. Diddy is no longer on the scene. He poked his head out for a second and went right back into hiding. All right. So you guys, it looks like Mrs. Wallace is no longer a fan of Diddy. And I'm wanting to see what's going to come out. When Diddy's indicted, I want to see what all comes out. I'm lost at this moment. Because I know Diddy has these sexual assault allegations and different things going on, and domestic violence and whoop-de-woo and trafficking and whoop-de-woo, right? But now you got other things lingering on top of his head, as in the death of Biggie and also the death of Tupac Shakur, right? With the Keefe D being on trial right now, with Keefe D being incarcerated, right? They're saying that Puff paid, he had $1 million out on Pac's head. Keefe D said he never received that $1 million. But it looks like he's alluding to he did the job and he wanted to get paid for it, all right? This is all public information, all right? This is all released to the public. But nonetheless, this is what Diddy's looking like he's facing. So I don't know if Diddy's actually going to be facing, if they're going to charge Diddy for the death of Biggie or Tupac. But I don't think that's going to be easy proving that. Right? But it's strange looking back and seeing all these different things, different things that Diddy's facing. He's facing a lot. And when you have so many accusations, so many potential charges being brought against you, something is going to stick. It's like they're throwing a lot of things at the wall and they're seeing what's going to actually stick. All right? Diddy definitely is going to be charged with something. How much? The severity of it? I'm pretty sure it's going to be severe. But the degree of severity, I couldn't tell you. Right? And usually I give a shout out, but I'm not giving no shout out to Diddy on this one. I'm definitely not giving a shout out to Diddy on this one. All right? To the victims once again. One love to the victims. All right, we pray for y'all. Everybody that's been a victim of Diddy. It's not just in the bedroom, all right? You have a lot of artists that were once signed to Diddy that have yet to recover since going through the bad boy experience, the bad boy machine. All right. Shout out to French Montana. He's like, French Montana, MGK, the only survivors of bad boy, I would believe. Right? And I might be missing somebody, but 90 to 95% of bad boy artists never recovered. They either died, went to prison, on drugs, or just simply no longer relevant, right? They're somewhere on the earth doing something. Or maybe they gave themselves to God, nonetheless. But there's a lot of people that fell victim to bad boy and Diddy, all right? And I hope everybody gets justice in this matter. So there's no shout out for P. Diddy. Now, Planet was speaking about Vybz Kartel. Moving right along. Vybz Kartel, you guys know Vybz Kartel. They're saying that they may release Vybz Kartel. All right. There's an appeal. I'm not sure what's the term, the court terms in Jamaica, but they're considering the release of Vybz Kartel. But what Planet's telling me, they've yet to release Vybz Kartel. Obviously. All right, and I'm waiting for the release of the World Boss, El Chapo, I like to call him. All right, the only man that I know that's making music from behind the wall consistently, quality music from behind the wall, and I know the impact that Vybz Kartel will have if released from jail. He's gonna impact the world. Let's make that clear. All right, so shout out to Vybz Kartel, his kids, his confidants. You know what I mean, his bedroom. Everything, man. Shout out to Vybz Kartel. We hope the release of Vybz Kartel once again. Now, you guys, L.O.T.S approved media. Once again, this is episode number 88. All right? We got 12 episodes away from episode 100. With 12 episodes, and we're going to celebrate episode 100, all right? Once again, this is episode 88. And once again, I'm the incomparable, the author imitated but cannot be duplicated, all right? A lot of people try to mimic what we do. They take. All I say is, you guys, when you guys take from the aesthetics, take from the formula, just make sure that you give me a shout out. That's all I ask for. Give me some type of recognition. I don't mind inspiring people. Nonetheless, man, shout out to everybody in YouTube land. Shout out to everybody in Facebook land. Shout out to everybody in Twitter land. That part. So it wasn't that super eventful of a week. All right. It wasn't that super eventful of a week, but nonetheless, it was a great week. All right. Now, allow me one moment. All right. Now, I want to end off with this. All right, you guys. Mr. Ice Cube, 1/4 member of the legendary group NWA. Ice Cube thought he wants to bring things to your attention. It's the same way as Rihanna, all right? For some reason, these people, they want their accolades to be recognized, all right? Now, Ice Cube recently, he was doing an interview. He was on a podcast. They're interviewing him, in which Ice Cube said, he declared that No Vaseline was the best diss track of all time. Hold up. Don't shoot a messenger. Let me say this again. Ice Cube said that No Vaseline was the best diss track of all time. All right. First of all, these are some big shoes to fill. Let's make this clear. The Mega Don. Let's be the West Side Connection. Big producer, movie producer, big writer, 1/4 member of the NWA, and probably the most important, significant member besides Eazy-E. All right, Mr. Ice Cube. Shout out to Cube and Cube Vision. Now, you guys know Ice Cube is known for being a battle rapper at times. Yes, he dropped No Vaseline. All right. Ice Cube was the first person that I heard jacking for beats. You see how everybody's doing instrumentals, rocking on everybody's beats. I mean, you see the protocol now. That's the new thing, the new trend, not trend, but the new protocol. All right, you're supposed to rhyme on other people's beats, showing your versatility. Well, I learned that from Ice Cube. Ice Cube had a song called "Jacking for Beats," in which he was killing different beats. And it wasn't just West Coast beats. He was killing East Coast beats also. And that was the great thing I liked about Ice Cube, his diversity. He's a West Coast artist, but he was able to compete with East Coast artists. And he worked with East Coast producers also. All right, let's be clear. But nonetheless, I guess Ice Cube's been sitting back as a spectator, just like us. All right, he's on the bleachers. But let's give him his respect. And we're in the bleachers. He's on the floor. All right. So with that being said, let's say this: Ice Cube's been standing courtside watching this Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef, right? Now you guys know, like I said, he's one of the originators. Ice Cube is one of the originators of battle rap. Not to say he's not. I ain't gonna say he's the pioneer. I'll take that back. He's not necessarily. Battle rap's been going on since the 80s, and NWA did not come out in the 80s. All right, so he's not a pioneer, but he had one of the most significant, memorable battles in hip hop. All right, one of the significant, most memorable battles in hip hop. Ice Cube was going at his own group, all right, in which Ice Cube made a note of that, in which he said he took down 4 niggas. Ice Cube said he took down 4 rappers. So he has to be talking about his group, NWA. So he got to be speaking about Eazy-E, MC Ren, and Dr. Dre, all right? But he said he took down 4 big artists. Now, I don't know who's the 4th one, because Yella doesn't rap, and Yella was the DJ, all right? But nonetheless, he said he took out 4 artists. He went at 4 dudes. Maybe you guys in the comment section let me know who's the 4th member that he went at, but I obviously named the 3. Now, Mr. Ice Cube, yes, No Vaseline is one of the greatest diss records of all times. One of the greatest diss records of all times. One of the greatest diss records of the many diss records of all time. Ice Cube probably has the top 5. He's in the top 5 hip-hop's best diss records. I'll give Ice Cube that. But he said he's the number 1 best diss record of all time. Now, Mr. Cube, this kind of hurts me to say this, but you know I hear we have to be genuine. We can't take nobody's side here. I got to be unbiased, all right? Don't shoot a messenger. Bow. Now, listen, Ice Cube, like I said, Ice Cube had one of the best diss records of all time in hip-hop. One of the best. Ice Cube is definitely, arguably, has the one of the top 5 diss records of all times with No Vaseline. I'll give Ice Cube that. I will give Ice Cube that, all right? Now, with that being said, let's talk about who else would hold them slots. We can't never forget KRS-One. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. KRS-One and MC Shan. That's top 5. I'm not here to argue with nobody. KRS-One, The Bridge is Over, is top 5 diss records of all time. And I'm not going to add in MC Shan, his response, all right? Or did he respond to MC Shan? I don't know which way he went. But nonetheless, that's one of the top 5 diss records of all times. So KRS-One he has one of the top 5 diss records, all right? So Ice Cube is in the top 5 also. So we got 3 slots left. Let's make this clear. All right? Ether. Nas dissing Jay-Z was one of the top 5 diss records of all time. I'm not here to argue with nobody. You can argue with me in the comment section, but I'm not here to argue with nobody. All right? This is unanimous. Top 5. So you have KRS-One and also Nas. All right? Now remember, I said Ice Cube could live in that top 5. So that means that we have 2 slots left. Who will we put there in battle rap of all times? Now, let me see what we got here. Wait 1 second. Make It Happen in the building. What Make It Happen saying? NWA dropped in 87. By 91, the group was done. 33 years ago, bro. Wait up. NWA came out in 87? Let me see. Wait 1 second. Let me see. Let me do a fact check. I appreciate that, brother. But I did not know NWA would drop in 87. I didn't know that. Matter of fact, they probably did. NWA didn't drop it. You might be right about that. I don't even have to look that up. But definitely, I think I agree with you. I'm not even gonna look that up. I agree with you when I really think about it. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring it back. So they are one of the pioneers. But yeah, they one of the pioneers. They one of the pioneers of battle rap. And I'm going to say that, and I'm going to take that back. Thank you, Make It Happen. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I always look for you guys to correct me, all right? I appreciate my comment section. So now, I will say that. I retract that on L.O.T.S Approved Media. Don't shoot the messenger, all right? Ice Cube is a pioneer in battle rap. He's one of the pioneers, all right? Especially coming from that West Coast, because nobody was really doing it like that on the West Coast. All right. Now I know that Ice-T and LL had their thing going, but it wasn't legendary. All right. Nonetheless, Ice Cube's battle against NWA was legendary. So I'll give him that. All right. There's a pioneer. Shout out to him. So back to the list. All right. We got Ice Cube. He's in the top 5. Nas, Ether. Who else? Who else we said? We said Nas. Kind of threw me off. Okay, Nas. Also, we got to add Beanie Siegel. All right. So Beanie Siegel. Okay, KRS-One, Nas. Beanie Siegel versus Jadakiss. Beanie Siegel versus Jadakiss is one of the top battle raps of all time. All right. You guys ever get a chance, go back and listen to Beanie Siegel. I know Beanie Siegel doesn't have his voice no more. I know some people seem to count Beanie Siegel out because he lost his vocal ability due to getting shot in the lung. All right. But nonetheless, that battle between Beanie Siegel and Jadakiss, that was classic. Probably one of the best battles I've ever seen in hip-hop, lyrically going verse for verse. Because there's another category within a category. You got the top 5 battle raps, and you have the top battles, as in lyrics. Who had the better lyrics? That's a whole different discussion. Right now, we're just naming the top 5 battle raps known to hip-hop. All right? So, then we got one more slot there. We got KRS-One. We got Nas. We got Beanie Siegel. We got Ice Cube, all right? We got room for one more. I don't know who else we'll put in that. You could put 50, but I wouldn't put 50. Let's say this. I'm going to go out on a limb. All right? I'm going to put this last. I'm going to say Biggie and Tupac. Now, I know a lot of people might argue with me, all right? But we're talking about the most memorable battles of hip-hop history. And we're never going to forget that diss record, Tupac to Biggie. Now, we know Biggie made Who Shot Ya, but according to Biggie, Who Shot Ya was made before he had issues with Pac. Now, this is what Biggie says. All of us is under the assumption that Biggie made Who Shot Ya for Tupac. All right? And I heard some new information on today that Puffy was actually trying to get Biggie to diss Tupac back. But Biggie did not want to diss Pac back, right? Biggie never wanted to actually go to war with Tupac. So that's why it's kind of hard for me to put this in. But nonetheless, even though Biggie was forced into a battle, even though Biggie did not participate in its entirety, Biggie partially participated. And he played a small role in participation with the beef between him and Tupac. But hit him up. It's top 5 diss records of all time in hip hop. Whether Biggie responded adequately, it's still considered the top 5 diss records in hip hop. So I think we safely broke down the top 5 battles known to hip hop. All right, we could run it back down the line again. My memory got to be good. KRS-One, MC Shan, Nas, Jay-Z, Beanie Sigel, Jadakiss, Ice Cube, No Vaseline versus NWA, and Tupac versus Biggie Smalls. All right? You guys, those are the top 5 battles known to hip-hop. Memorable, quality battles. Now, remember I told you guys, it goes deeper than that because we could talk about who had the better battle between all 5 of them. That's when we start putting them in order, as in 1 through 5. Who has that first spot versus who has that last spot, all right? And we'll speak about that on another platform nonetheless. L.O.T.S Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 88. Like I said before, guys, we got 12 episodes left to go into episode 100. That part, I am the incomparable, the author, imitator, that cannot be duplicated, the one that they style from, the elected, appointed voice of the streets, learner of the streets, leader of the streets, all right? And this is, once again, the Don't Shoot the Messenger platform, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 88, powered by L.O.T.S Media. All right, top op, public enemy number 1, dangerous podcast in the world, most dangerous. You heard me? So with that being said, you guys, we about to close off this episode. Once again, this episode number 88. All right, we got 12 episodes left to 100. We're gonna be celebrating. I want all you guys in the building. With that being said, I'm gonna play my typical outro music. Let's do it. That part. I want you guys to make sure you guys are enjoying the weekend, all right? Enjoy your weekend. I need you guys to enjoy your weekend. Nobody's promised tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys, we can meet up next Friday. All right? Thank God that he breathed air into my lungs. I'm able to speak to you guys today. All right? I thank God that he breathed air into my lungs and I was able to speak to you guys today. All right? You guys, make sure you guys are being thankful for the things that God has given you already. Like I always tell you, value the things that you have, value your resources. It could be 10 times worse, but in the rules of affirmation, manifestation, what you think about is what you attract. Always keep that in mind. So if you're always dwelling on what you don't have, God, you're going to continue to not have. If you continue to give yourself labels as I'm broke, I'm poor, you're going to continue to be broke and poor. You got to feel like you're rich. You got to be happy with what you have, and God will bless you with more. You got to appreciate, show your gratitude. Show the universe your gratitude. And the universe is going to bless you with more. All right? Like I always say, the highest mountain got the best view. Keep climbing that mountain. Failure and discouragement are the stepping stones to success. That part. L.O.T.S Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 88. Make sure you guys enjoy your weekend. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.